January 27th. We're in Scottsdale, Arizona. Parked at the Westworld parking lot 3. Getting ready to unload. It is so dark out. It's like 6 o'clock in the morning. We are backing up Camaro into the Muscle Lounge stage area. Pretty cool. Okay, Camaro is unloaded out of the trailer. Still dark.
So perfect, right? And all I would do is just, you know, I think a good start so that we can show is there anything that we can do first one. So you know, if you look at the original Mario, we got it's in the same environment. As we move forward through the years, on up to 2016, pull them along with you. We'll put pictures and then just say, you know, originally we got this, that, and walk through. With the launch, you know, if you look at the level down, so it's like and then it's all in there. Sit up like this. So he sits in his bed like he can sit up. So anything you do, and we step back and step, and we start rolling. That should be the they're actually working. And then Alan, that's the only thing I can do. That original car, bring it forward. Roll.
If you look at the original Camaro, there's a few things that have followed it through the generations. That long dash axle styling, the strong shoulders, and frankly, the car was brought out to compete against the Mustang and the Corvette, and we needed something General Motors, the Chevrolet, that in that segment. And so it was such a success in the first gen, especially the 69, that iconic 69 Camaro. Some of the things followed the Camaro through the generations. Again, like the long dash axle, stronger shoulders. We had the red, white, and blue flags throughout the generations. And of course, we chased horsepower and performance. And so when you go through the years, you'll see DNA created that when we brought the Camaro back in the fifth generation, back in 2010, it had been out of the market for 8 years. And so we captured the DNA of all the previous generations, so it was obviously a Camaro, but it came into the modern era. We did things like independent rear suspension for the first time, instead of solid rear axle. And then again, it's all about how you feel when you're driving and the performance of the car and the dramatic style. And the fifth generation Camaro was a huge success. It was #1 in the segment for 5 straight years. We did things like put 580 horsepower into the ZL1 and dominated on the tracks like VIR, the Nürburgring. We used the Nürburgring quite a bit for our development because the car is never in a steady state condition. It was kind of the ultimate final exam for a performance car. And so when we started looking at the 6th generation Camaro, we wanted to take what was a success. And of course, the styling, the performance, and for the 6th generation, we really took a step up in the technology. So when you look at the 6th generation Camaro, it's obviously a Camaro. It's got that long dash axle, same as the first gen. It's got those stronger shoulders, same as the first gen. We've actually brought back a new iconic logo with the red, white, and blue flags that harken back to that great second gen hood emblem we had. So the styling is obviously here. And if you look at the 6th gen, it's a very athletic, very chiseled styling. And the reason is because we were able to start from a fresh sheet of paper on a brand new lightweight architecture. So the underpinnings of the 6th gen Camaro start out at 230 pounds lighter than the 5th gen on a V8. And that's one end. The other end is our base 2016 Camaro. It's 390 pounds lighter than the base 5th gen. That's amazing when you start with that much weight out of the car. And, oh by the way, all of our engines are higher in horsepower than they were in the 5th generation. So now you're talking about a V8 2016 Camaro with an LT1 engine making 455 horsepower and 455 foot-pound of torque. 0 to 60 in 4 seconds. Quarter mile in 12.3 seconds at 116 miles an hour. That's only 0.3 of a second slower than the 5th gen ZL1 quarter mile. A lot of that is because of weight reduction, but a lot of that's also from the technologies. We have technology like magnetic ride control that was such a success in the 5th gen ZL1, and so we brought that down into the SS. So now more customers can experience that great technology of magnetometrical ride control, or MR for short, where it processes information from road input over 1,000 times a second, and it will adjust the rebound and damping so that it gives you the optimal ride. So what that does when you're driving around these great roads is that it gives you a nice smooth ride as you get on the gas. But when you're on the track, it actually adjust for conditions of the track, whether you're in corner entry, mid-corner, or corner exit. It allows you to set up the car, balance the car, so that you can get the ultimate speed out of the turns. So that's a new technology for the V8 customer, which they're going to love. We've got another technology called driver mode control, and that allows you to go through track, sport, tour, and snow ice mode, and it adjusts the steering, it adjusts the suspension, it even adjusts the exhaust mode. And another technology that's kind of cool, doesn't make it go faster, but we've got 24 different interior light colors that the customer can personally adjust. So if you like green when you're in tour mode, you can make it green for tour mode. Or you can go with the default color preset. So the driver mode control allows you to adjust steering, suspension, exhaust sound, and get those headers wide open, or you can pick your color. So one of the great things about all generations of Camaro is that people take what we've done in production and they personalize it. They make it their own. We've got a lot of customers. We've talked to millions of Camaro customers, it seems, and some of these people, their Camaro is part of their family. They actually name it. It's like a child. And they'll come to us at the car show and show us what they did to personalize our Camaro to make it theirs. And so we took that and put it in the 6th generation Camaro and offered that personalization. And we've added memory seats. We've added heated steering wheel. All the other technology I just talked about. So you can literally make the car your own, and it still will perform those performance numbers I mentioned a couple minutes ago. So we really think we've captured the heart and soul, the DNA of all the previous generations. We think we've captured the heart and soul of the Camaro customer. It's a very passionate customer. They don't buy a Camaro because they need it. They buy it because they want it. And we think we've done that, and with our engineers and our designers, we've given you the best of styling, performance, and technology.
We weren't dating, you would have told us to leave already. Where are the glasses from?
That's what I need for. I need to put them in my handbag.
Make sure they have their SAG cards. Recording?
No, I know. So,
let's talk about powertrain. We've got 3 engine families. One is all new. First time ever, we've got a turbocharged 4-cylinder, 2-liter turbo. And don't think that you're going back to the old Iron Duke days, because this is a no excuse 4-cylinder engine that is 0 to 60 in 5.4 seconds. Pretty stout. And actually, it gets over 30 miles again. We move up to a brand new V6, which is 335 horsepower, and it has variable valve timing, but it also has active fuel management. So if cuts down from 6 to 4 cylinders to a couple of fuel economy. Not that that's why it's vital. But then the big dog is our LT1, and that's the 455 horsepower, 455 pound-feet of torque. And this thing springs down the drag strip in a quarter mile at 12.3 seconds, and 0 to 60 in 4 seconds. So they're quite stout. They're really taking advantage of that new lightweight structure.
Okay, I'm going to give you a few pieces as well. This is another menu. Now, let's get into the flat rate. Right now, right? I want you to look here. Nothing right now. Okay. These are little pieces you can put anywhere. Okay.
I mentioned the magnetic ride control. The technical name is magnetological ride control. And what it is in the damper system, there's a magnetic flux. This is going to be engineering speak here. So it's a magnetic flux that is electronically charged. So when you have ride height sensors and yaw sensors in the car, and you get road input, it will electronically sense that there's a change in the wheel position, and it will charge that magnetic field and set up the damper control. And it's processed by a module that processes information over 1,000 times a second. It's actually faster than a blink of an eye. So you're literally getting, if you're getting the input into the video, you're getting a reaction from the magnetic ride instantly. You imagine in the blink of an eye. So what that means to the layman is that you're getting this nice smooth ride, and it also sets up a balance of the car so that when you're on the track and you're going into corner entry and mid-corner and the car starts to roll and you start to lose your tire patch, which means you lose the speed, it balances the car so you're maximizing your tire patch on the track.
Love this stuff. This is the stuff you want, right?
Yep.
Okay. Let's talk about the importance of having because, I mean, it's, you know, what I'm trying to do for them and for me and for us is why do you do it? Who cares, right? So just say, you know, the original car, back to a little history, you know, straight axle. You know, when we came back, we knew we had to do this back. Right. Here's why we did it. And here's the benefits.
One of the other technologies that we brought in, the 5th generation that carries into the 6th, is an independent rear suspension. And as everyone knows, the previous 4 generations were all solid rear axle. And while those are great on the drag strip, in the 8 years we were out of production, the world changed. It became more than just the drag strip, it became about the track as well. And independent rear suspension allows you to set up your suspension system so that it can eat up a corner, which you want to maximize that corner speed to get great lap times and win at the track and the drag strip. So with the magnetic ride control and our differential technology, we're able to maximize the grip of the drag strip. You burn off the 12.3, 0 to 60 on the V8, but you're also able to do the Nürburgring time on this too.
Instead of 12.3, 0 to 60. So quarter mile.
Good catch.
Sorry. So pick it up from there.
Okay.
Listen, that's your mulligan. Keep going.
Let me back up to where I was before.
We're doing good. You were sewing them all together.
Okay.
I love that, right? Okay, so let's sew them all together.
Okay. So what we learned in the 8 years we were out of production before the 5th generation was that the world changed. It's not just about the drag strip, it's about the track as well. You go in with an independent rear suspension allows you to set up the suspension so that you can eat up the corner and maximize your corner exit speed, which is the real key here if you're going to do a Nürburgring time in the 6th generation Camaro that's 30 seconds faster than the 5th generation. And if you're going to still do management of the suspension control, it allows you to get the maximized grip. That's your quarter mile time. You can burn off the 12.3 quarter mile time in this new V8, which is only 0.3 seconds slower than the ZL1.
I mean, that dude freaking rocks. Yeah, hold on. We gotta give him a tip. You deserve
Don't stand up like an ace.
Get this on film.
Got money in his pocket?
I don't ever pull money out of my pocket.
We did see some dust.
Bad money in his pocket.
I only have $6 on it. Are we forgetting anything?
We will.
Yeah. But I mean, says
Okay.
so good.
I just had to check you out. That's all.
Good to meet you. Extraordinary. Elsewhere.
Corey pampering Phil. Primping.
Body position.
I always tell it's the same kind of setup. And it's a kind of off, and power units. Because I mean, normally we talk about I think it looks better. You're sitting there too posed, it's uncomfortable. You don't want to talk about it.
Right.
I know that's a Camaro, but what's so special about it? You know, it's basically talking to the world. I represent it. You did a good job already explaining why it's so Alright, time to start.
Good morning. Today,
Don't worry about morning, just know. How do we start? That's a good question.
okay, well, I'm just going to go
So you could address the car behind me and say, the car behind me is that's how we're going. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
The car behind me is the very first pilot prototype built by General Motors. The absolute first one, which is interesting. Now, pilots in 1967 pilot prototypes were typically done at different venues. Pilot plant 21, Fisher Body, pilot assembly.
And you're doing good. You're doing good. And actually, listen, pictures are always better.
I understand.
Ready? Ready? 3, 2, 1. I like the car behind me.
The car behind me is a 1967 pilot prototype.
For the sake of as easy as it is to do it again. 3, 2, 1.
The car behind me is the first Chevrolet Camaro built by General Motors. Really technically termed as a pilot prototype. When you look at General Motors history, how they built pilot prototypes in the early days, you had Fisher Plant 21 up by Detroit, you had the Chevrolet pilot line up in Flint, Michigan. For railroad, because they knew Camaro was going to be such a hot seller next to Chevrolet, General Motors went out on and decided to build these cars in Cincinnati, Ohio, at the Camaro assembly plant, so designated at Norwood, as a pilot prototype on the very lines where they would actually be built. So as a pilot prototype, these cars were built to satisfy four specific goals. Goal number 1 was to make sure that the car could be built with the assembly infrastructure, meaning the build trucks, the assembly line, all the chains, the apparatus necessary to do that. Secondarily, to check the ergonomics of these cars, to build this car without ergonomics. Thirdly, to check subcontract vendor specifications, which was absolutely critical because General Motors was involved in subcontracting quite a bit of these parts already in the late 1960s. And then finally, bring the engineering staff down to look at these cars and finalize the assembly information manual for the remainder of the 1967 assembly line, which was so absolutely critical to building these cars in mass in the time that General Motors wanted. And that time was 1 minute and 4 seconds to each car to roll off the assembly line and build these in extreme mass in order to satisfy that desire from the American public to get a hold of these cars. These cars are absolutely iconic. Straight lines, angled curves to the body. Very much of the same things carried over to the 2016 car. The same dynamic, 2+2, small back seat, front seat, large engine in the front, capture hood design. Everything that makes Camaro absolutely dynamic is carried from the first gen directly into the 6th gen. Another iconic car, truly in the making of General Motors. A home run for sure. Looking at this specific car, when you look at those iconic lines in that history, General Motors really captured the essence and carried it forward. Not only in their historic division, the General Motors historic people out at the Museum Center over there in Michigan, those folks are absolutely wrapped up capturing the history of the heritage center. So if we talk about General Motors Heritage Center, we're talking about capturing that historic pedigree that comes from these cars and the ambiance that's created and some of the looks of Camaro today, and they can trace it back to this iconic first car. So it's absolutely something that is just beautiful to see here today. The two cars together and the sharing of that history. In fact, the General Motors, from a specialty vehicle display standpoint, really gets it. They recognize it. They can see it through the lens of their eye. The importance of bringing the beginning and carrying that forward to the start of the new beginning, which is the 2016 car, and how important that really is to show. And that shows true vision.
Nicely done.
Fluff piece there, baby.
You guys, come on, you got a great team, man. No, I don't need to do that again. I think we're gonna have to have 2 takes, not with either one of you guys.
I want to get your picture.
Okay.
John. My Corvette.
Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I want to welcome everybody out here to Barrett Jackson, where the fun has just begun. Now, I am standing next to the originator. This is VIN 001, the first ever Camaro made by GM. And we're out here, we want to make sure that everybody enjoys themselves. We've got gold interior, gold exterior, a 3 on the fly, if you know what I'm talking about. Those of you out there know exactly what I'm talking about. Absolutely a great time out here. And again, I want to let you know that we are auctioning off a 2016 VIN 001 tonight, which is absolutely so comparable to the original design. You can see so many of the lines in the new design of the 2016. It is going to go off at about 6:30, proceeds benefiting the Kettering University. Again, Kettering University is actually a school for science. It is for engineers, and in fact, a lot of those graduates are now engineering and designing for GM. Now, I've got Phil and Corey here. Corey is actually the owner of this beautiful car, and so if we can give him a nice big round of applause for bringing this down here to Barrett Jackson. And Corey, how long have you owned this beautiful work of art?
We had about 7 years.
7 years, all right. And what would you say as far as what's your favorite part about this car?
The history and the people.
History and the people. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, this was. There's information on the backside if you want to grab the card, please do. There's also, we have Phil here. Phil has written a book about the original 47, the pilot versions. These are handmade kind of pilot versions so that they could come out with a cast and a way to figure out a way for the factory to actually create these. Now they actually make these every 1 minute and 4 seconds during 1967. So come on over here and get your picture with the originator, VIN 001, 1967 Camaro. Again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome out to Barrett Jackson, where the fun has just begun.
Education for our next generation of engineers and innovators. Happy bidding.
All right, well, I guess we got a bid of $75,000. Let's go for it, Joseph.
Let's remind everybody, Joseph, 100% of the proceeds, ladies and gentlemen, goes to the charity. No buy, no sell, 100% to the charity. You write your check directly to the charity. Rock and roll, Joseph.
All right, had to get down 75 and 100. I had to get $100,000, 50. Now 2. I had to get down 2. Now 50. I had to get down 250. Hey, 2.5 on him here. You say it 2.5. Now 3. Hey, 300,000 on it. Hey, 3. Now 50. Hey, 350 on him here to get down 350. 400. Hey, 400,000 on it. Down to get down 400 pound on it. Hey, 400,000. Now 50. Hey, 450 on him here to get down 450. Hey, 450,000 on it. 450.
Give them some support, folks. Give them some support. All for charity.
500,000 on it. Down to get down 500,000 is bid. 500,000. 50. Hey, 550 on him here. Hey, 550. You say it's 600. Hey, 600,000 down to get down 600 on him here. Hey, 600 on him here to get down 600,000 down. Hey, 600 on him here to get down 600,000 down to get down. Duck, did you say 5.5? Hey, 600,000 down. Hey, 600,000 down to get down. Duck, you got 5.5. 500 now half. Hey, 5.5 on him here to get down 5.5. Hey, 5.500 on him here to get down 550. Hey, 550,000 down to get down 5.5. Congratulations, 5.5. Hey, 5.500 on him here to get down 550 on him where? Hey, 5.500 on him here to get down 550 on him here to get down. You want to say anything else? 550,000. Scottsdale, put your hands together. $500,000 and I have sold $500,000.
Mr. Rick Hendrick, another VIN 1 for an awesome Chevrolet.
4 VIN 1s tonight.
That's 4 VIN 1s in one evening so far, and 1 last night.
Yeah.